If you watched the new movie Gladiator 2 and were disappointed like us, then here is a chance for you to write your own historically accurate Gladiator story and have tons of fun doing it. Blood on the Sands is a new game on Kickstarter, and we received a preview copy to try out in our own arena. So Matthias and I donned our best togas and went to the provinces to review this new take on gladiatorial combat. Welcome, citizens of Rome and fans of gladiatorial combat. Today, Matthias and I are here in the provinces to bring you a look at a new way to see gladiatorial fighting.
Yes, we've received these rules direct from the province of Australia.
Oh my God, the provinces.
Well, just smell that provincial air.
I can't wait to get back to Rome. This is terrible.
Incredible. But someone has to review these rules.
Yes.
And so it will be us.
But in Australia, they do get the history of our ancient sport correct.
They do. They include matched pairs, historically matched pairs of gladiators. Very important.
And you are asked to play the role of the head of the gladiatorial school. And your collection of gladiators fights against another school to see who is the champion.
Ah, yes. You may even recognize some rules from other games like Saga, which also use action dice.
Right. Now that's kind of where it ends, don't you think?
I think so. But the action dice are critical to the game.
And they are key to the game.
Yes.
Now, the first thing we're going to do is introduce you to today's pair of gladiators. Let's take a look.
I am Brachus of Dacia, and I am the only man who will be walking out of this arena on my own two legs. I am a Murmillo. I carry a massive shield to protect myself, excellent head armor, a little bit of armor on my arm and foreleg, and a gladius to strike down my enemies.
Brassus. He was determined to be an unruly slave from Dacia, who's known for his relentless nature. Having spent many years in the ludus, he's learned to be cunning and crafty, and is much feared around the gambling tables.
I'm Crixus the Gaul.
Our second gladiator, Crixus, is a nimble Thrakes with his wicked curved sword. He's a condemned criminal from the distant lands of Gaul, and he's known for his agility. His body is hardened and calloused from his many bouts in the arena. The fates have determined the skills and background of each gladiator who sets foot in the arena.
Let the games begin!
To determine who goes first, you need to figure out which gladiator has the initiative. Both gladiators roll all of their action dice, which are the heart of the game. Each die equals a specific action. For each one that is rolled, a gladiator can move one hex. The gladiator who rolls the most ones also wins the initiative and can move first.
I didn't roll any ones, but I have a 1 initiative, so my initiative is 1. What you got?
I rolled 2 ones, so I have initiative 2, which means I have initiative.
You win.
I will
you go
take
first.
that initiative chip,
No!
sir.
The criminal has already stolen from me.
So I am going to spend a 1, and that normally would allow me to move 1 hex, but I can move an additional and take a fatigue, and that's what I'm going to do.
That sounds criminal too.
Go forward 1 and then 2.
Action dice. Okay, Matthias, what did you think about action dice for sequence of play here?
I think especially for a small-scale game like this, it's a great way to represent the different focus of the gladiator on a different turn. And it really limits your options in an interesting way.
It does. But I would say the safeguard, the thing that makes this actually really work in the arena, is the fact that if you roll a 6, which is called a laurel.
A laurel.
And we all love laurels.
Oh, I wish I had one now.
That equals a wild card. So it can be anything. So I think what that does is it prevents a gladiator from not being able to do something critical.
Yes, if you really need to move this turn, you can manage it.
Now, you might not roll a 6, but we found, I think it happens most of the time.
And you can also bank them as laurel tokens.
That's true. So if you get a 6, the gladiator doesn't want to use it then, he can save it for later. So that, I think, negates the fact that you might just keep rolling bad dice.
You still have to play the hand you're dealt, but you have a lot more options than you might otherwise.
Yeah, I think that's good. Now, what about movement? These gladiators were bobbing and weaving. How do you think that plays? Will that play in the Colosseum?
Yeah, so I think the way that the game is played, you don't really have flanks you have to worry about, and I guess you're presumed to be facing the enemy at all times. So the real positioning is whether you get backed into a wall or knocked over, which can certainly happen.
Yeah, and I think if it's one-on-one, having no flanks kind of makes sense.
I agree. I think it would be unnecessarily high.
Yeah, so that's not bad. All right.
So, having seen the movement, what do you think about it? You think we're thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up,
Ready?
thumbs down,
Huh?
thumbs up.
Oh, yes. Agreed. I think it's, the movement is excellent.
Well, the audience loves a first blow, and I hope you're ready to receive my sicka. So, because I played a 6, I have the choice of using a standard attack, or I could use it to make a special attack. And my character has a special attack called an elusive strike, which allows me to attack you and you don't receive your parry bonus.
That is especially unfortunate because I have a huge shield which is doing me no good.
Exactly, so be prepared.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll my attack dice.
11. Ludicrous. Well, I'm going to spend one of my parries, which unfortunately doesn't get me my +3 parry for the shield, but it still gives me a +1. So now I only have to roll a 10 to match you. I got an 8 to a 9, unfortunately. Your 11 still beats me.
First, we have to roll to see where I hit you on your character, on the location table.
Okay, well, please hit me in the head. I've got a lot of armor up here.
All right. So I'm going to roll a D6.
2d6.
2d6s. Thank you, referees. And let's see. So I rolled a 7, and consulting the chart, that is your lead arm.
Okay, my lead arm is armored. It has 2 armor.
Okay, so then the next thing we do is I roll 2d6 on the wound table and then subtract 2 because of your 2 armor.
That's right.
Okay, all right.
Bring it.
I roll a 4, which goes to a 2.
An insignificant blow. My armor is strong.
Glancing blow, yes. So, but even though I didn't do any damage, I still hit you hard enough that I pushed you back.
Yes, so I must go here, and that is where the attack ends.
It goes great with snails.
All right, combat. So they're getting to it now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matthias? Is it action-packed enough?
It's action-packed, I think so. It's fast-moving. You really see the results pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's what I really appreciate. And I think everyone back in Rome would really like this because the action is fast and furious when it comes to combat, but not overly simple.
Agreed.
Right? Not overly simple. You have enough choices that you feel like you're actually fighting in the arena.
It's nuanced. I also appreciate what I feel, I mean, none of us were there, but I feel that it has a historical feel to it in that the actual combat is not that lethal. You'll tend to get maybe a bleeding wound here or there that might end your day, and maybe not because it cuts your arm off, but because your fighter no longer has enough stamina left in him to finish the bout out.
Right. So it felt really good, like we're having a real historical match, and I thought it was good. There was a lot of choices that did not bog down the combat.
Agreed.
And so if you're going to have one simple night at the arena in the provinces with your friends, it goes pretty fast and it's pretty fun. All right, so what are we thinking? Thumbs up or thumbs down in combat?
Oh, yeah! Oh, yes. Agreed.
End of the turn. Pick up your unused dice. And now every gladiator gets 1 fatigue because we are tiring out over the course of the maps. So I'll just move my little token up. You move yours. And then we'd be on to rolling action dice and on to the next turn.
Perfect. All right, I see you're sweating a little bit there.
I will turn the sand red with your blood.
So, fatigue in the arena seems to be a critical thing to keep in mind. We're not all men of steel wandering around willy-nilly, throwing ourselves at each other. Sometimes you have to keep in mind you're wearing a lot of armor, and it takes a lot to move around.
And if you get too tired, the crowd's going to boo, it's terrible.
And you'll deserve it.
You will. So you got to manage that fatigue.
You do. It's one of the most important systems in this game.
Yes.
Is managing your fatigue levels. And we all manage it differently. Some of our gladiators have more or less armor than each other, or are more mobile.
Right. And how you manage that fatigue is critical to the game, right? So you might be thinking it's great to stab your opponent right in the face.
Over and over.
Which is good.
6 times. Yeah.
But if you get too tired doing it, it doesn't work. So you have to manage those action dice properly. And if you get the law roll the 6, do you use it, say, to defend against an attack early or save it for fatigue at the end? Because when you lose fatigue, I don't think you get it back.
You don't get it back, except when you roll a 3. So one of your dice is good for recovering fatigue, but every single turn you're burning through a fatigue at least, unless you could be more if you get wounded, do more things. So you're probably at best treading water.
So it really matters throughout the whole match how you're managing that fatigue and how much punch you're putting into your fight. I think it's great.
I agree. Oh, but we skipped our system.
Oh, we did.
What do we think? What do we think? He spoiled it.
Now let's see these two gladiators battle to the death.
My turn.
Get away from me.
No, I'm here now. I'm gonna make one big attack here.
I'm gonna feel it. You swung and
Yes.
I parried. Crowd loves me.
Oh,
an 11. That is a slow kill. Bleed, baby, bleed.
All right. I am now bleeding. Try and stop that.
Yeah, you got it.
8-9.
You got it.
Are you entertained?
Haha, it's just a flesh wound.
This 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, 13.
And with a thrust to the vitals, Gracious of Dacia finishes off Crixus of Gaul and is our new champion. Oh, well done!
well done.
What a great gladiatorial fight for our pleasure.
So good. I love when they die at our whim.
Yes.
Favorite part.
Well, Matthias, should we give the audience our bonus round and thoughts on this?
I think we should, yes.
So for me, when we tried this first time in the provinces, we just threw 4 gladiators into the ring.
All free for all.
All free for all.
Yes.
I would say that with only minor changes to the rules, it played fantastic, and we all had a great time.
Very much agree. I loved backstabbing you in the arena.
Yeah, and it feels to us that you could probably add lions and tigers and rhinoceroses if you wanted, and the rules would let you do it. So I think that a bonus feature of these rules is that they are adaptable.
Very much agreed.
Yeah.
I would also add that there is built into the rules a very significant campaign feature, which seems to be how the authors intended the game to be played, where you can link different arena battles together, you can get a group of your closest friends, all have your own ludus, and fight each other's gladiators over time. And then the consequences are real. If your gladiator gets his head chopped off, then you're not going to see him again.
Yeah, and
It's a real problem.
In Australia,
Yes.
they suggest that you have 2 matches going on simultaneously in an evening.
For speed of play.
Speed of play, and then you can keep swapping and doing a round robin to see which ludus ends up on top.
That's right. Also keep in mind that the results of a battle are somewhat decided by your favor or disfavor of your gladiator,
Right.
which is affected by a variety of different things that we maybe didn't talk about in great detail in the game. So you could try to taunt someone in the game, but if it doesn't work out for you, then the crowd's not going to like it.
Right.
And when it comes time to decide what happens to you, they may not be favorable.
Awesome.
Yes.
So let's give our final thumbs up, thumbs down.
Whoa.
On Blood on the Sand, thumbs up.
Strongly approved.
Blood on the Sands is currently on Kickstarter and will offer rules, minis, special dice, and a basic arena. It looks like it will go live in February of 2025, but you can sign up now to get notifications. In the meantime, we're going to build this awesome arena, so stay tuned to see how we made out with that. It'll be the perfect place to showcase Matt's beautifully painted, historically correct gladiator figures. We're also planning on live streaming our Gladiator campaign. If you want to chat with us while we play, tune into that. We'd love to hear from you. Check out Mark's Game Room Facebook group for info on when we will be live streaming. Stick with us for lots more great videos, including upcoming soon, hopefully, Patreon. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Smash that like button.